You should play Dynasty Fantasy Football more like the Carolina Panthers and the Chicago Bears. Okay, don't do a lot of reaction content, but I'm actually having trouble uploading videos right now, and while once again my videos upload, thought why not make another one. Thoughts on the very recent, happened today, Carolina Panthers and what's the other team? Chicago Bears trade. If you didn't know, which you definitely do by the time I get this uploaded, the Bears traded the number 1 overall pick to the Carolina Panthers for, essentially in Dynasty terms, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and DJ Moore. Actually, that would be a great trade for Bijan Robinson, which is where we start, how you should play fantasy more like the NFL, apparently, because apparently the NFL plays it more like fantasy these days. And it's a good move for both teams. A strong statement for Justin Fields' truthers and the Chicago Bears. And it's also definitely a good move for the Panthers to try and go and get their quarterback, which I think is definitely what they're doing with one. Bryce Young, unless they are also enamored with the upside potential of Anthony Richardson, maybe, who knows. I think more importantly from my perspective is what do we do in Dynasty, because that's what I play and what I try and make content about. So who is DJ Moore? DJ Moore is a really good wide receiver, a top 24 wide receiver, well established after his first season. He's had multiple seasons over 1,100 yards. Last year he dipped below 1,100 yards, actually it was below 1,000, but still definitely putting up a similar type of performance. He's a 25% target share guy for his entire career. He's definitely getting the volume. He is him, and I think adding him to the Bears with Donald Mooney and Justin Fields can only be good for the overall team. However, Dynasty isn't the NFL, so here's the bottom line. DJ Moore is 25 years old, an established good player who's going to improve that team and maybe have a career year. And we can sell that because he was already probably trading above his value. If you go and look at the DLF Trade Finder recently, we found a number of different trades that have happened for DJ Moore before this trade happened. Some are clear walk-off wins for players just trading running backs in the off-season, which is just always a good idea, like Rashad White, who's a good target, and David Montgomery, who's actually a good target for points, but in the off-season, that's normally not where my focus is, and a lot of that depends on how you play Dynasty, but in general, DJ Moore wins that trade. Ramondre Stevenson for DJ Moore, pretty much even, but I'd side with wide receiver, the proven elite, top 24 wide receiver. The formula is you sell hopes and dreams for upside and specifically for value increases for your roster, because that's the thing you can't generate, or the NFL can't generate for you, or we can't predict any more accurately or significantly more accurately than the average ADP or the market, if we want to call it that, does. And so we're mostly trying to predict or trying to take advantage of edges that are slightly more accruable, slightly more dependable, and that's people being hopeful, and we sell those things for value. But then you see some trades like DJ Moore for 2 first-round picks, and at 25 years old with an already well-established top 24 ceiling, that's a walk-off win for a team that's building. Situations those teams are in, but it looks to me like you've got a building team and a team that just needs a good player at wide receiver who isn't going to suddenly fall off a cliff or become 29 years old next year. The next trade, however, is an example of a good way to sell DJ Moore. Now, I like Amon-Ra St. Brown a lot, but DJ Moore for Amon-Ra St. Brown on the 112 for Justin Jefferson and Ramondre Stevenson. Justin Jefferson is a prize in this trade. While the value is definitely equal, and Amon-Ra St. Brown easily equals a top 12 ceiling, the value upside of Amon-Ra St. Brown can never be what Justin Jefferson's is right now and will be for the next few years. And so while you might equalize and improve in points, you're essentially losing value over the next few years. And the 112 is basically, that's the definition of a maybe a boat. In this year's class, there are some really deep players, but I would encourage you not to try and put names on draft picks when making trades like this. Instead, the price here is Justin Jefferson. DJ Moore was already a way to improve someone with a diminished top 12 stock like Amon-Ra St. Brown, even though he belongs there, and I think he's slightly undervalued himself, for a throwaway late first round pick, or a pick that's very easy to trade away in order to tear up for your team or your value ceiling in general. He's getting added to a late or mid to late first round pick in this year's rookie draft to go up into the top tier of players. The next one's for Jalen Waddle. DJ Moore and the 109 for Jalen Waddle is definitely a strong pair. I don't think either team swindled the other, and same position trades suck. Way too many of these are same position trades. We should stop doing this. But the guy who walked away with Jalen Waddle, I think, got the better player over the next 3 years, especially in terms of value. Even if DJ Moore has a similar level of upside that Jalen Waddle has had the last 2 years, because Jalen Waddle's already been there for 2 years, and he's earlier in his career, and that's just a win. And this is where DJ Moore has been trading over the last few weeks, over the last few months, and you can see this consistently across most of the trades. There are some good, there are some bad, there are some that shouldn't have happened in general, or that are specifically playing in a way that I don't play in Dynasty, so it's hard for me to really throw shade at it. For Justin Jefferson, or to increase into the top 4 rookie picks of a Superflex, or even a 1QB draft this year already, he may now, because of the trade and the hopes that come with him pairing up with Justin Fields, a better offense, and the consistent argument that DJ Moore needs a better quarterback and his touchdowns will finally increase. This year, DJ Moore, with a below 1,000 yard season, in probably his worst quarterback year that he's had, to be fair, but he got 10% of the team's overall touches in the receiving game inside the 20-yard line. He has had a red zone role, and the average for top 12 players is around 15%, so it's not like he's getting underused or can't be used more there. That top 12 ceiling is possible for DJ Moore, but even if he hits it, he'll be a 26, 27-year-old player in the next offseason on a new team with Justin Fields, who will have also elevated in value, and I don't see a lot of value upside if you're already trading into the top tier of wide receiver to get a Justin Jefferson or a Wan'Dale Robinson or a top 4 round pick plus right now for him. Then you're already getting that value right now. Now, if you're on a competitive team, it could make sense to continue to roster DJ Moore, especially if you're not getting that value upside, because I do think we should take risk in Dynasty, and the risk of DJ Moore just being DJ Moore is fairly low risk because he's a good top 24 player. 25 years old, he's got at least 4, 5, 6 more years of play at that level on average. 4 on average, I think, if we did years left. It's okay not to trade him away for that value upside, but because we play in Dynasty, you do, or you should, consider it even on a competitive team, because value is a thing that you can only generate by making moves when things happen, selling hopes and dreams in the hope that you can continue to improve your roster. It's not that you don't like DJ Moore, the upside of DJ Moore in 2023, right, next year. It's that we don't try and play the yearly game in Dynasty. We are trying to play the yearly game while always keeping our eye on the fact that it's a multi-year league. So too long didn't read. What do you do in Dynasty right now? If you roster DJ Moore, I would consider putting him in trades. You could also wait for the draft to see how the draft plays out, see how the NFL draft plays out, and then target players. I play rookie drafts the same way, no matter what things I'm thinking about trading or trading away, at least in general. I identify the players I want to go get in that rookie draft, and then I position myself to draft them. I'm trying to trade up to get the players I want, or I'm just playing value and trading out as I do with most of my other moves, whether they're trades or the startup draft for that matter. But mostly in Dynasty, the way to go is going to be to try and use DJ Moore to get more value upside, and to think about it in those terms. It's not because DJ Moore can't do it, or shouldn't do it for that matter, with Darnell Mooney and Justin Fields. It's because he could, that you now have a window to increase your value, as well as somewhat maintaining the points per game your team already had, with a top 24 player like DJ Moore in the last few years. I'd much rather buy into the upside of Calvin Ridley, especially since this is going to quiet the value noise that's been going on Calvin Ridley lately, or even another player that's coming back into the league or at an older age in a new situation, players who've already been there before, who are more likely to take those points per game swings on, and they tend to be lesser valued. DJ Moore in this case is being more valued. But anyway, that's what I think. Let me know what you think. Thanks for spending this time with me while I kill time trying to get my other videos uploaded. I appreciate it. It was lonely. But thanks very much, and I will see you in the next one.